Hey, what's up? Edward here. So welcome to my monthly series where I talk about 5 stocks to buy this month. I try to make a different list every month so that you don't have to constantly see the same stocks over and over again. And yeah, let's just dive right into my first pick, which is Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, ticker symbol GBTC. This is pretty much a stock that tracks and holds Bitcoin. Instead of purchasing the Bitcoin itself on a cryptocurrency exchange such as Coinbase and Binance, you can buy the stock that mirrors Bitcoin. So the advantage of buying GBTC instead of the Bitcoin itself is that you don't have to be worried about getting hacked or get SIM swapped by hackers. For those that don't know, it's actually not really safe to keep your cryptocurrencies on exchanges like Binance and Coinbase. Many of these platforms actually got hacked before and they don't protect you from SIM swaps, which is why I prefer to actually buy GBTC or actually transfer your Bitcoins or any other cryptocurrency to a cold wallet like a Ledger. The only downside with this stock is that there is a 2% annual fee, so if this is a deal breaker for you, then I would just buy the Bitcoin and transfer it to a Ledger. Just a quick summary for those that are new to Bitcoin. It's essentially a digital currency that's decentralized, meaning no one has control over it, not even the government, and this is actually a good thing. The fiat currency, which is a currency that's controlled by the government like the US dollar and the Canadian dollar, has an inflation rate of about 3% a year. The average person doesn't know that inflation compounds. And this is pretty much what's eating up your purchasing power. Inflation occurs because the government loves to print money. The more they print, the less valuable your dollars are. However, Bitcoin is the opposite. There will only be 21 million Bitcoins in the world. Governments cannot print any Bitcoin because they have no control over it, meaning Bitcoin is deflationary. It's also the best crypto asset that has the potential to actually become the world's first singular currency. Obviously, the downside to this is that the government can actually put regulations and destroy Bitcoin, so this is something that you should worry about. So the next stock on my list is Zillow, ticker symbol Z. This is a real estate and rental marketplace that pretty much has a monopoly in the United States. When you want to buy, rent, or sell a home, this is pretty much the first place where people would go to. They have about 7 billion visits a year and 110 million properties listed on their website. But what I'm really bullish on is Zillow Offers. This is a service that they provide on their site where they'll instantly buy your home on the spot. This is known as the iBuyer model, which is also known as Instant Buyer. So all you have to do is just enter all the information that they need, which is pretty much the address, and their algorithm will spit out a price for you in a couple hours. Obviously, you'll get a way better deal selling your property to someone else by yourself, because they will be buying your property underpriced. But this is actually really great for those people that don't want to go through the hassle of selling a house, or they just really want to get rid of the house as soon as possible. This whole entire business model is actually solving the issue of liquidating your home instantly. So right now, if you want to sell your home by yourself, you're going to have to go through an agency, have people come in and check out the house, negotiate the price, sign millions of papers, pay realtor fees, repair the home, and then finally you can sell your house. Remember, time is precious and we don't really get that back. So all in all, Zillow Offers is pretty much like a house flipping business integrated into their platform. So now if we quickly go through the numbers, they're trading at a forward EBITDA of about 98, which tells us that the stock is currently trading at a really rich valuation. However, this company has a run rate of about 50% and they're currently focused on scaling and growing their business. In terms of their financials, they have more cash than debt. They have a current ratio of 9. They're growing their top line, but they're not profitable yet. They also reported free cash flow in the last couple quarters. So all in all, they're financially healthy and they're a really great growth stock in my opinion. Now we're talking about the next stock, which is Facebook, ticker symbol FB. This is a stock that hasn't been getting a lot of love because all of the negativity that is surrounding Facebook. Just a little reminder for people out there that the stock market is not the media, not the news, not the economy, not people's opinion, but it's all about the business itself. So if we look strictly at the business, they're doing phenomenal. They grew about 30% despite all the hate they got in 2020. Facebook strictly makes money on advertising, but they have a really underrated revenue stream that not a lot of people are taking seriously, which is VR. Based on ARK Invest's new research, they're expecting the VR business to grow at a compounded annual growth rate at a whopping 58%. with the acquisition of Oculus, I do see this as their next biggest opportunity that could experience exponential growth. Furthermore, there's definitely some risk to consider with Facebook stock. The FTC did file a lawsuit on Facebook, and they're going to be trying to separate Instagram and WhatsApp from their core business. This isn't going to be an overnight process, but further down the road, that could be a danger to Facebook because their main revenue stream is advertising. So if we quickly go through the numbers, they're trading at a very cheap valuation at 13 times forward EBITDA. They're also growing their user base at 11%. Now in terms of their financials, they probably have the best balance sheet in the market right now. They have more cash than debt. They have a current ratio of more than 5. Their free cash flows are insane. Revenues are growing year over year, and they're profitable. So in my opinion, I think that they have really strong numbers and they won't be going bankrupt anytime soon. And I think that this is going to be a really great multi-decade compounder in a portfolio. The fourth stock on my list is Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA. The stock is currently trading at a very rich valuation, but if there's a pullback, I think that this is going to be a really great pickup. This is a semiconductor company that focuses on creating GPUs and CPUs. Their main revenue stream comes from their graphics cards, but what I'm really bullish on is their acquisition of ARM Holdings. The acquisition will be completed by September 2021, and this is going to be a really huge advantage for them in the CPU space. ARM Holdings has the license to actually create ARM processors, which has been the latest trends in CPUs. Majority of the CPUs these days are running on the x86 architecture, which has been dominated by Intel and AMD for the last couple decades. However, I'm really bullish on the ARM architecture in the future. It's cheaper and faster than the traditional CPUs. It also requires less code to do in action, so there will be less throttling and overheating issues. Based on ARK Invest's latest research, they're expecting the ARM architecture to compound at an annual growth rate of about 21%, which is insane. Now in terms of their numbers, they're trading at a forward EBITDA of about 68, which does mean that they're trading at a very rich valuation, but they're expected to grow about 50% for 2021. If we look into their financials, they have more cash than debt. They have a current ratio of about 3.9. They reported free cash flows for the last couple years. Revenues are growing and they're profitable. So all in all, they hit all my financial requirements. In my opinion, I think that this is going to be a really great pickup if there's a pullback. Now I want to talk about my last stock, which is Netflix, ticker symbol NFLX. Yes, I know that competition is coming into this space like an avalanche. However, Netflix is still positioned really well to dominate this market because they have first movers advantage. They have more data than all of their competitors, and by now you should know that data is the new oil. What I'm bullish on is on Netflix originals because they can just whip out any show based on all the data they've collected in the last several years. For those that don't know, Netflix knows what people are watching, and if there's a demand for it, they're gonna create their own show. Which is why there's a lot of Korean dramas lately on Netflix, simply because there's a lot of demand for it. So in the end, their competitive advantage is their data. Their growth hasn't been slowing down even though a lot of competitors already entered their market like Disney+. Now if we go into their numbers, they're trading at a forward EBITDA of about 28, which is pretty fair. They're growing at about 18% in terms of revenues and 20% for membership growth. And if we look into their financials, they have more cash than debt. They have a current ratio of more than 1. They reported free cash flows for the last couple quarters except for Q4. They're growing their top line and bottom line every year. So in my opinion, I think that is a really decent growth play. So now I want to end the video with some quick thoughts. So yeah, these are my top stocks for this month, but obviously don't just go out there and immediately buy these stocks. Remember to always do your own due diligence and additional research before buying anything. At the end of the day, my videos are here to help you understand the basic fundamentals of a company because we have to understand why and what we're investing in. So yeah, that wraps up for this video. Let me know if you guys are going to be purchasing any of these stocks. If you're planning to buy a stock that's not on this list, let me know down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.